There are two types of magnets. First, temporary magnets or electromagnets, as shown in the previous two slides. Second, permanent magnets. These magnets are able to produce a magnetic field without an external source of electrical power. Storage of magnets. Proper storage of magnets helps to preserve the magnetism of the magnet for a longer period of time. Keepers, which are made of soft iron, are placed at both poles of the magnet to store it properly. Demagnetization of magnets. There are three main ways of doing so. Firstly, heating the magnet. Secondly, hitting the magnet with a hard object, for example, a hammer. Finally, dropping the magnet. We use magnets in our daily lives, and here are some instances we do so. We use magnets to hold two or more objects together. We use magnets to lift heavy things as well. Magnets are used to separate magnetic objects from non-magnetic objects. And one of the most common use, magnets are found in compass. Now let us recap what we have learned today. Definition of magnet. A magnet is any material that pulls or attracts other magnetic objects, such as paper clips and nails. There are two types of magnets: natural magnets and man-made magnets. Magnetic field refers to the region around a magnet in which magnetism acts. Properties of magnets. Firstly, magnets come in different shapes, sizes, and materials. Secondly, magnets have two distinct poles, the North Pole and the South Pole. Thirdly, unlike poles attract each other. Lastly, like poles repel each other. Magnetic materials are those that can be magnetized. There are only four materials that are magnetic, and they are nickel, copper, iron, and steel. Non-magnetic materials are those that cannot be magnetized. For example, plastics, rubber, aluminium, gold, lead, and nonmetals. There are a few ways we can tell if an object is a magnet, or a magnetic material, or a non-magnetic material. An object is a magnet if it repels a magnet. An object can be a magnet, or a magnetic material, if it is attracted to a magnet. An object is a non-magnetic material, if it is neither attracted nor repelled by a magnet. We will now explore the two ways of making a magnet. The first way is by the stroking method. The magnetic material becomes a temporary magnet when stroked by a magnet in a single direction. For example, in this case, when the magnet is stroking the iron rod, North Pole touches Y first. Y will be the North Pole. When stroking the magnetic material with the magnet, it should be in one direction. To identify where the North and South Pole is on the temporary magnet, the pole of the magnet that touches the magnetic material will follow the same pole. The second way is by the electrical method. To make an electromagnet, a battery is needed to magnetize the magnetic material. The electromagnet can be made stronger by winding more coils around the magnetic material, or by having more batteries connected. Demagnetization of magnets. Firstly, heating the magnet. Secondly, hitting the magnet with a hard object, for example, a hammer. Finally, dropping the magnet,